Halsey removed basically all of the bad parts of her personality that would have made it into Weapon. She removed all those bad parts of the personality, so now Juice is a little bit more fresh. So she gets deployed, and it works. She contains Cortana. So when she contains Cortana,
The Halo universe is filled with wonder, mystery, and fascinating discoveries around every corner. With so much to explore, four friends decided it was about time that they boot up their consoles and discuss this universe that has grabbed their attention since childhood. JumperScape Audio kindly welcomes you to join them in the library.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the library, the show where we talk about Halo lore. I'm Austin.
I'm Cheyenne.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, it's
And
not.
this is Chummy.
And that's Chummy. What are you talking about? That's Shane and James and Connor, all in
Yes.
one. Every time someone was missing and she would be there, that was just the
Yeah,
person.
I recall the joke.
Yeah. So this is Shane, James, and Connor.
Yes.
They're holding the phone for me. Because we have a couple notes that I have to go through, and also later we have, of course, the Q&A and the Patreon segment. But we're here to talk about some Halo lore. We're bringing it back. I hope you guys enjoyed last week's episode with Jeff Steitzer. That was an excellent conversation that I think that we had. Probably, in my opinion, the best interview that we've ever had. I love Jeff. He's a fantastic individual, and he said very kind things to us both before and after the show. And I very much thank him. Again, if he tunes back into this show, I have no idea if he ever will. But if he ever does, then you have my thanks. It was a fantastic time. Chummy, you're supposed to be holding the phone. Come on. Okay. So, yes, exactly. Master Beef. Quote, I don't know if I sent you this. I probably did. Jeff Steitzer, quote,
Yeah.
our interview last week. I'll admit, I'm a little bit of a whore.
You might have sent that to me.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember though.
There are some things that happened during that episode that I was not expecting. One, him saying that. Two, him saying that Hayden Christensen was going to be in Halo. I have not seen any news of that ever. And he's like, oh no, I've talked about that before. Brother, I searched. I didn't see a single thing anywhere of anyone knowing Hayden Christensen was ever going to do anything Halo. So,
Fascinating.
yeah, I've got no idea, man. But, you know, there'll be shorts about that coming out this week, probably. So, you might be wondering, elephant in the room, and we're not talking about the cat.
So that would be rude. She's not elephant-sized.
Yeah. Anyway, so the elephant in the room, which is, of course, the room.
We are at an undisclosed location.
Yes. Basically, holiday travels didn't go as planned. We were intending to be back in time to do the show back in the studio with the guys, and we are now instead trapped in Columbus, Ohio, in a hotel room.
I just said it was undisclosed.
Well, it's still undisclosed.
Oh.
Where in Columbus is this hotel? You're gonna tell me you can pin down exactly which hotel this is in Columbus?
You know someone can.
Well, yeah, but they're just weird. And we're gonna be long gone, you know? Like,
Hopefully.
Well, yeah, I mean, this show can't even go out until I get back. If the show went up, then you know we made it back to the studio.
This is just some found footage years later. Like, whatever happened to them?
I don't want that. I haven't even gotten the chicken that I was promised to myself that I would order, dude.
Oh, so now you're promised to the chicken. You're
Yes.
betrothed.
Popeyes or KFC? I'm trying to decide.
Yeah, who are you betrothed to?
Exactly, the cat.
Yeah.
But anyway, today we're bringing it all back. We're talking about Installation 07, the battle thereof. There's a lot to talk about with 07, so I'm not going to go into every single detail that there possibly is. The Popeyes biscuit challenge. No, I'm good. Thank you. I appreciate it. But no, we have a lot to get through when it comes to this this battle. I'm gonna kind of play with the concept, like the definition of battle, a little bit, because in reality, the Battle of Installation 07 was kind of just, and it was over very quickly. But there's a lot more that happened both before and after that I think is worth covering. And plus, we get to get this one up to speed.
Yeah, because I have no clue what's going on. He's like, yeah, we're going to be talking about this battle thing. And I'm like, oh, wow, I know so much about that, and we'll have very valuable input.
What about the battle of KFC versus Taco Bell? Well, I'm at the Pizza Hut. I'm at the Taco Bell.
Also,
I'm at the
Taco Bell
combination
let us
Pizza Hut
down
and Taco
earlier.
Bell. What?
Taco Bell let us down earlier.
Oh yeah,
We
when
were
we
gonna get
walked into
breakfast there.
when we were gonna get breakfast, but I literally walked into the
Yeah,
building.
because we pulled up to the drive-thru and there was just like no response. And so he's like, I want Taco Bell. And so we park, he goes in, and they're like, we're closed.
And my immediate reaction was just, your door's unlocked. And of course, as I'm walking out, I hear that same lady that shouted at me that we're closed. She's like, oh, darn it.
Yeah, like they didn't have up a sign or anything.
No sign. The lights were still on. The big billboard sign that has the menu is all on.
Yeah, there was no indication other than them just not responding to us.
But again, I'm at the Pizza Hut. I'm at the Taco Bell. I'm at the combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. You don't know that. It's fine.
I don't know anything really.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. So, with the Battle of Installation 07, I have some background stuff because I know there are some of you who listen who are like, why don't you talk about lore more? Do you see any other lore podcast? I'm just asking that question, honestly. We're doing our best here, my guys. We're not here to... I keep mentioning it because I keep saying in the comments, we're not here to be, in 2560, the Master Chief would descend upon... It's not that kind of show. We're here to have some fun. We're here to learn, but also to kind of just play around with the fact that it's fun to talk about Halo lore. We're here to make it fun.
This is the unruly group in the back of the class who's like still paying attention, but talking the whole time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cammy Shep, great YouTuber and TikToker. Just go watch his stuff if you want like the dedicated lore stuff. If you want lore that is fun and just a little bit less intense, welcome to the library. And I hope you'll join us next year when we get into 2026, because the library will have its new partner launching, Podtacular. And along with that, the legal broadcast will continue, hopefully getting even better. Chatternet, Daily Halo Radio Show, with its After Hours show launching on Patreon shortly thereafter with the Podtacular stuff. New Stories from Waypoint. Every single episode of Stories from Waypoint that could possibly be scripted is now scripted. It's ready for translation into audio drama format. So we're a good 9 episodes behind so far, which I wouldn't really call behind, more like we've been playing catch up the whole time because we started 10 episodes of Waypoint Chronicles behind when we released episode 1.
Yeah.
And now we're only 9 away. And at a pace of 2 episodes per month, which we didn't have any release this month, but that's because, things were a little bit busy. So
just a tad.
Unfortunately, that means that next month's going to be 4 episodes, guys. Sorry about that. But all the voice acting's done. The only thing I can do is finish those 2 episodes and then get the next 2 episodes done. So, oh well. Battle for the Academy Part 1 and 2 in 1 episode? Probably. But there's a lot happening next year. So you're going to want to stick around and tune in for all of that. If you are a supporter of our Patreon, then just know that your support has been enabling everything. It makes it so that this is much more of a secure thing for us to do.
It's a lot more doable.
This much closer to making JumperScape a full-time thing that I can take on, and then she can just do whatever it is she wants. This is my wife, by the way.
Hi, yes. Also, Odd Duck, crochet stuff.
OddDuckCrochet.com if you want great
I do a segment for Soma's Sky
On
for Chatternet.
Yep.
I don't think people put the pieces together most of the time.
Nope.
Because they're just like, who is she? What?
Even Plushie Chief didn't realize that it was you at first, but then once you said the Plushie Huragox.
Well, yeah, at HCS, which, fun for anyone who was at HCS, this is the same yarn that I was winding up most of the convention, because I didn't have time to wind it up beforehand. It's like my little travel project that I have, and I'm almost done with it. I just have these ones. So it's the same yarn. People didn't know who I was. They just thought I was some random person, which I am some random person.
Sorry, she's just so cute and she knows she's on camera.
Yeah, she does. She's very photogenic. She would do this whenever I had to Zoom for class, by the way, is she would find somewhere and then just, aw. And everyone would be like, aw. I'm like, uh-huh. Anyway, so people just, like I said, thought I was random, which I am random. But I was a little less random once I started crocheting, and they were like, "Oh, you're the crochet person."
That's just hilarious to me. I love that.
Who did you think I was this whole time? Just like, oh yes, let me tell you about JumperScape.
That's just hilarious. I love that so much. Well,
But I'm okay with that.
yeah.
I'm like the Yeti.
Yeah, and Odd Duck Crochet, if you ever want to see any of the things that she produces or get her patterns and everything like that.
I'm hoping that I'll have time to do more patterns next year because calendar plushies are done.
Yes.
Except for this one.
This next one is now being worked
so
on.
Close.
We're almost there. Plushies for 2027 are not a thing. They're too time consuming, not cost effective. So we're just leaving them behind for the next one. But
I think it was the thought that counted. Well, I think too, like when you originally asked, like, "Hey, would you be cool with making plushies as like an extra thing?" It was like, yeah, because it was like, oh yeah, like maybe 20 people are gonna like want a calendar,
and it was 160.
It was like, oh, and then there was a little bit of a miscommunication with us where there was a virtual keychain for every calendar when I was like, I could do that for like at a certain tier.
Yeah.
So that like slowed down production too, was just how many I had to make. But it's all good.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Which, by
People
the way,
have been patient, so that's what I'm most thankful for.
one of our show techs that is here during every single live, Keith.
Yes.
You know Keith. You met Keith.
Yes.
Remember how I said earlier that, like you mentioned, you were excited this morning because someone bought one of your patterns?
Yeah.
He got that for his daughter.
That's sweet.
So, yep, it's a good time. Which, actually, speaking of the patterns and all that, we still have to make that care package for that one calendar artist.
Which once I figure out like the yarn quantities and stuff, I'm gonna like add that as an option on my website.
Oh, nice. The care packages, yeah.
Yeah, well, not care package, like basically a kit to make your own Hergok.
Bro, we could go crazy with packaging.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's in the works.
Installation 07. Let's get some background, all right?
Explain
You
what
are
is an installation.
Whoa. I don't think we want to go that far.
I do vaguely understand what an installation is.
An installation is a halo ring.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to ask me what a halo ring was.
What's Halo?
Oh, gosh. What's Halo? Halo is a first-person shooter that did not start as a book series. The book released in 2001, just before the game released.
Talking to one specific person.
The game was in development since 1997.
That long, really?
Yes.
Wow.
Big development. Multiplayer was made like 3 months before release, but that's besides the point.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a game series. It was worked on as a game series first, and then they were like, Nyland, yeah? Catch. And he's like, hot, what am I supposed to do with this? Write a book. I have 6 weeks. Yes, write a book. So he wrote a whole book. Quote, it had to be the Halo Bible in terms of novels. So the Fall of Reach became a thing after just 6 weeks.
Which is really impressive.
It's very impressive, especially since how good it is. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's not a book series. It's a game series.
He probably lost so much sleep over that.
Catches a plasma grenade. That's just amazing. But yeah, Halo rings are just these things that are being developed by the Forerunners, an ancient civilization that takes place about 100,000 years ago from us. Back during the time when ancient humanity was a thing. Stellar. And the creatures who created the Forerunners and the humans still existed, precursors. The Forerunners had wiped out the precursors, essentially, and developed these things called Halo rings, which I was very excited about the concept of them just being called rings or installations, and then the Covenant gave him the name Halo because of the religious aspect. But no, the Forerunners just named them Halos. So
it is what it is.
The Halo Array, as it's called. And basically, the Halos had 2 different designs. One of them fired a beam of conical design, so you had to like aim the ring and then in a direction. Is
beam the scientific term?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it fires out this basically like... there's theories as to what it actually does. I kind of like there's this really good theory I'm completely sold on. Because what it does is it strikes every living thing in the field of what it contacts. So in this conical shape, it can reach farther, but only in this cone, right, of destruction.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And later there was a version 2. Version 2 is those smaller ones, or like the big ones that became smaller. They could fire in all directions in this big sphere. Smaller range, but, it's a sphere, so it gets more coverage. 7 of those could wipe out the galaxy, and there are 7 of them key positioned right now to wipe out the galaxy.
Fantastic.
The theory, tying it back to Halo Infinite, because the Battle of Installation 07 happens predominantly around Halo Infinite, there are these things that people were theorizing was what was scattered around the ring on Halo Infinite, these little, like, relics of sorts of these broken rings. People suspected that they were time locks, which a time lock is what was being held with the primordial. The primordial being basically the source of the flood being an infestation that started from precursor remains and went all the way up until, if you've played the games, you know what the flood is, but they have a history.
So what does the time lock do?
I was just about to get to that.
Okay.
The primordial got locked in this time lock. What the time lock does is it basically just freezes time.
Oh, so it's like stasis.
But better.
Okay.
Time just doesn't exist. Like, it is not a matter of stasis where you just don't perceive it and you can't experience it. It's just time doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
And if you break it, then you are free. The theory is the Halos are a reverse time lock. Instead of freezing time, it accelerates it at a massive exponential rate.
That's interesting.
Basically millions of years in an instant.
So then that's why everyone dies?
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Because they age instantly. The reason why we think that is because there's those terminal animations that you can find in Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary and Halo 2 Anniversary?
Totally.
The animations I've shown you before.
What you're talking about.
There's a lot that she actually does know, just to be clear.
I live with him. This is just a normal conversation that, like, we get in the car and he's, like, driving me to work and he's like, yeah, so I was thinking about the Halo rings and how it's like, it's too early for this.
So essentially here, what the theory is that with the ring doing this exponential acceleration of time, the reason why we think that is because I think in Combat Evolved Anniversary, I think one of the first animations, it shows a visual of the ring firing. And it shows a specific sort of like reptilian creature, like humanoid reptilian.
Lizard people.
Yeah.
Master Chief is a lizard person.
No, that's not where I'm going. No.
Why not?
Because that would be dumb.
But it'd be cool.
I mean, he's already like 10,000 years in the future with evolution, and he looks the exact same, so I don't...
He's a lizard person.
Okay.
He's got a tail.
No. We already put cat ears on the Spartan armor, dude. Like, I don't need any of that.
There's a tail. And it's just, like, wrapped around his waist, so that's why he doesn't have, like, a tail hole in his armor.
So anyway...
I'm sure there's something with the hitboxes that supports this theory.
In the demonstration, don't even bring up the hitboxes, your man. In the demonstration of this, the animation clearly shows that this creature is being ripped apart atom by atom.
Yes.
And it can only do that one of two ways, which would be deatomization, obviously.
Yeah.
Which if you do that, it would be really hard to target specifically biological intelligent life. Like, how would you specifically... Yes, the Forerunners are crazy. They're really good at what they do, but how would you specifically target that and not plant life, right?
Yeah.
So, accelerated aging, theoretically, would probably do nothing to plants. Because they are, in right circumstances, just endless.
Yeah.
Because it would also accelerate other life, like planets themselves. So, when life gets hit, when biological life, intelligent life gets hit... The deatomization could be just their cells aging instantly and ripping themselves apart.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that theory. There's no real confirmation about what the ring actually does, like what it does to kill people like that.
Yeah.
But there are plenty of fun theories like that.
I don't think we want to know.
I also don't want to know, to be honest. There's a lot of things that I want to stay a mystery. Shout out to Liam Neeson about his comments about Star Wars. Very based. Anyway, so... we're now talking about Installation 07, which is one of these Halo arrays. Installation 07 is called also Zeta Halo. It was one of the, if pretty much it's the last of the original array, because the original array was 30,000 kilometers across, like in diameter. And then these rings had the capability to break themselves off and turn into 10,000 kilometer rings. So that happened to Zeta Halo. It was too big. It couldn't maneuver. It was difficult. So it broke and became a smaller ring. But because it's from the original array, it is also the oldest ring by a large margin. This ring has history with things like the primordial was kept on this ring, which did not go well, by the way.
I'm sure it didn't.
Because Mendicant bias and AI that the Forerunners used, which was called a Medarch level AI, and Ancilla, basically. These AI were designed to control armies and were hyper intelligent beyond belief. And the primordial, knowing the flood, maybe you guys have heard of this one, logic plague was a thing. The flood can infect biological matter, sure, but they can also actually infect technology using logic. So that's what happened to Mendicant bias. He takes control of Mendicant bias. Mendicant bias turns the ring on the Forerunners, and and goodbye to the capital city of the Forerunners, the Maithrillian. And the ring is sort of left that way. This ring was home to a lot of humans, but there's a lot of other cultural stuff that we could get into about Installation 07 later. I want to go into the individual stories of every ring later.
Okay, that would be interesting, yeah.
Yeah, because there's a lot to it.
How many are there?
7 right now.
Okay.
In total, there's like... I think there's been in total... Because there was 12 original ones. And 5 of them got destroyed. I think, if I remember correctly.
We hope.
5 got destroyed, and then 4 got remade twice.
Good times.
And the Ark supposedly keeps, which is the construct that builds the rings, supposedly keeps a ring almost finished in its forges at all times. So there's just a dormant extra one. Yeah, which those ones are usually called like Installation 04, then 4A and 4B. I kind of prefer it being Installation 09, 8. I kind of go with that.
To like actually just count like a normal person.
But the thing is that I kind of understand doing 4A, 4B because the terrain is the exact same.
Yeah.
It is the exact same ring.
So like each ring has a different environment on it?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, a lot of them are almost the exact same, but we do see in Halo 3, there's a hologram room that's got all of the rings in it, and you can see a couple of them have desert environments.
Fascinating.
That's because the rings were... Okay, random fun little side tangent. Basically, the rings were originally just metal rings that just... And that was it. That was all that they did. But the Didact had this really cool idea. What about shield worlds? And everyone's like, well, what's a shield world? It's like a zoo.
Yeah. So it makes sense that they have different biomes.
Because here's the thing that happened, right? Was the life workers were like, sold. You can make a shield world that's like a Dyson sphere that will hold life inside of it, and the flood can't get in. Proven, by the way, repeatedly over and over again, they can't get in.
Which is fantastic.
To this day, they only got into one shield world because they opened the door for a second for the Spirit of Fire. That was it. And even then, they wiped out the flood inside when they got in there because the Sentinels cleaned that thing. You know, it's just like, they would have worked, but they were too expensive and too resource heavy. So basically, the Master Builder was very close to getting his funding for the rings taken away because of the shield worlds. And he was like, what if we put dirt on the inside?
What if I made it pretty? Just add some landscaping. It'll go over a lot better.
What if we took the cover art for that one book that was made in like 1970 or 80 something called Ring World?
Oh, yeah.
Just do that. But Faber did nothing wrong. What's wrong with you? Faber was directly influenced by the Primordial to do what he did, by the way. So, just saying. So basically, the Installation 07 is the oldest ring, filled with secrets. Not that Halo Infinite would ever give you that impression, because you could explore the ring, and all you get is recent history. You get a little bit of them researching the latest Xalanin, which we'll get to eventually. But I was hoping for more ancient humanity stuff, and there's just no ancient humanity things anywhere on that ring. What? They were all over that ring.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were.
Nuh-uh.
Literally, Faber stole humans off of Earth and put them on Installation 07
Fake news.
so that he could probe their minds to figure out how to stop the flood, because the flood convinced the Forerunners that the humans figured out a cure. So it was like, well, surely it's somewhere in there. And then you just started like into their brains to find the answer.
Good time.
None of them had it, by the way. Endless suffering.
No.
Anyway, so guess who finds out about Zeta Halo?
Master Chief?
No, Atriox. Atriox. He found out about Installation 07 a long time ago, but
so I was right, technically.
So Atriox, quick little thing on him, because Halo Infinite, again, doesn't bother to do a whole lot. Someone recently challenged me on Twitter, by the way, being like, if you pay attention during the game, it actually explains a lot. Listen, Halo Infinite didn't bother to do what Halo Wars 2 did, and that was just give me a really nice, crisp cutscene that showed every single thing that I need to know about Atriox, the Banished, and why they're a threat. They didn't do that for Infinite. Infinite, and every one of these defenders of Infinite's story, which I am not one of them, I think it was very rushed, and I think it's very obvious that it was rushed.
Yeah.
The Banished, you have to learn about who the Banished are, what is Atriox, why is Cortana there, who are the Zalanin? You don't even really get that answer. What is Installation 07, and why is humanity there in the first place? Through audio logs. And even then, vague.
Yeah, so it's not very lore heavy as far as the games go.
Here's the thing, it is lore heavy, too lore heavy. You have to learn a lot about what's going on to actually understand what's going on. And I don't like that. And there's a lot of people that'll be like, no, you can understand everything through the games. Sure. Every single person that I've talked to...
The books are redundant.
...that says that, like, no, the books are needed. But that's the problem. They're a necessity.
Yeah, that's what the joke was, that they're not redundant. They're very important.
Yes. But there's a lot of people that defend it, being like, just play the games. You can learn everything through the games. The bridge between Halo 4, 5, and Infinite is completely fine. It's a coherent story. No, it's really not. And I will happily debate anybody about that, either here on Podtacular. Hit me up, Halo guy. I know you're posting about it still to this day, because you're getting them numbers from defending that stuff. So let me know. But Atriox, Banished. The Banished, after the fall of the Covenant, which was that religious, fanatical amalgamation of various species that believed that the Forerunners were gods, they fell apart, collapsed, various reasons. And the Banished rose from the ashes during the Human Covenant War, because the Covenant was mistreating a lot of different species. And one of these guys was Atriox, a brute, a Juralhani, who was repeatedly sent out into war with his brothers. 40 at a time they went, and every time only he came back. So 39 at a time he watched his brothers die in battle. Anger, hatred, rage. He goes against the Covenant. And when he walks out the other side, he walks out the other side with an army, power armor, power in and of itself, and massive amounts of control. Should the Covenant have been able to wipe him out easily? Absolutely, but we're not going to talk about that right now. What ends up happening now is Atriox learns about what's called the Zalanin. Now, does it sound like a medication? Yes, it does. But the Zalanin is a species that was introduced with Halo Infinite that is supposedly more dangerous than the Flood.
Yes.
I didn't believe that until Edge of Dawn, and now I wholeheartedly understand why they're more dangerous than the Flood, and I'll go into that when we eventually make our Edge of Dawn conversation, which we will interview Kelly Gay at some point. We're waiting to hear about when that's going to happen, so just stay tuned on that one. But Zalanin are dangerous for one reason or another, and Atriox knows that he could potentially ally with them. So he goes to Installation 07, outruns humanity, because humanity wants control of 07 as well. There's a massive power struggle going on because of this created uprising. Cortana becomes this goddess, basically takes over the entirety of the galaxy, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot to get into there. Basically, they need power, and if they can hold the galaxy at gunpoint, it's more likely that Cortana will not, go up against you.
Right.
So, Banished arrive at the ring first. They make landfall. Atriox directly confronts Cortana. And it's like, you're dumb. And Cortana's like, blows up their home world.
Good times.
It's straight up. Like, she uses these massive machines called Guardians, and just there goes Doisak. And, Atriox takes it rather well. Actually, he really does. He has, like, no reaction, which I completely understand, and I think that's great for his character that he just is completely straight-faced when it happens.
Like, well, that's something that happened.
The rage is welling up back here. Up front, you can't tell, though.
Yeah.
This sends a lot of things out of complete disarray, and essentially after this all happens, humanity pulls up, and they get to work, but not very long. The Infinity was not prepared because the UNSC Infinity is the flagship of the UNSC fleet at this point. Massive, huge. Not quite as big as a Covenant carrier, at least, but big.
Right.
And it was expecting to make landfall immediately. So it was ready for a ground assault because they were expecting the Banished weren't going to be there yet. But the Banished are already there. So they weren't ready for a space battle. So the Infinity gets bodied instantly, basically. Like, it puts up zero fight. It takes out maybe one Banished ship, and that's it. Which...
it did its best.
I don't think so, because, like, in Halo 4... Spartan Ops opening cutscene, we watch the Infinity just completely body a Covenant fleet by itself. And I'm sitting there like, where's that ship? Like, I get the Banished are super powerful, but the Banished's power has always come off as just, nuh-uh, I have a shield. That kind of like childish behavior. It's sort of like, someone recently compared, they were like, someone in a Halo Guy post actually was like, the Zalanin are dumb because I don't like how there's something more powerful than the Flood. And Halo Guy replies saying, you remember Dragon Ball? Remember when Frieza was the biggest bad? Remember when the guy next to him was the biggest bad? Remember basically the power scale thing, right? And the guy replied, and I was gonna reply, but someone replied in a way that I was so excited by because it was so simple. He just goes, it ain't that kind of story, bro. The Flood are supposed to be the penultimate evil.
Yeah.
Like, Halo has that story because it's built around there is an ultimate evil they're supposed to be afraid of. So the Zalanin just suddenly coming in and being the new big bad, why is their power scaling all of a sudden? And more importantly, why is the Banished involved in this where they are somehow more powerful than the Covenant, even though they are not?
Yeah, like, the power creep doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. So we'll see how this goes when we get into this new era of Halo as we pass the 25th anniversary. But, point being, Battle of Installation 007, very short. The Infinity shows up and deploys its frigates and stuff, but they all get shot down, every single one of them. The Infinity, who knows what happened to it? We still don't know what happened to it. Even Edge of Dawn does not tell us what happened to the Infinity. I think they're right now playing with the idea of whether or not the Infinity should or shouldn't have survived. Even though I love the Infinity, and I think it should survive because it was great to have at least a little bit of story happening within it. It's just they don't use it.
Yeah.
Someone in our Discord recently actually had a very interesting comment. I think it was... I can't remember who said it now. But someone said in, I think, the book club discussion, join our book club, by the way, said that the problem with the games versus the novels isn't so much that there's not information being told in both. It's that all of the really cool and important stuff happens within the novels, and then in the games, it doesn't expand nearly as much as the books do. Mm-hmm. Which the games have much more opportunity to expand more than books do if they try. I think trying to take Halo 2 and turning into a novel would be like minimum 1,200 pages. Because Halo 2's campaign is so complex.
Yeah. Or even like, I think a good comparison is that, like, or something to keep in mind is even the novel version of Combat Evolved, like, the Flood has extra scenes and content in it that you don't get in the game.
Yes.
And so, like, even if there was a book for every video game, there would still be content in the books that's not in the games, most likely, just because they're different formats. So instead of being like first person experiencing the thing, you're able to kind of have a little bit more distance from the narrative in books, which allows you to have more perspectives, get more input on characters, see different things with like Chief or other characters that you just don't get in the games just because it's a different format.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think the complaint would still be there.
Probably. Which, to add on to that and the thing that I was talking about earlier, I actually did find that comment while you were talking. Just because I didn't want to misquote it.
Yeah.
Because I think you're absolutely right, and I think this ties into it. Dynamics was the guy who said this. Said, I just think they understand their own story, and they misunderstand their own story at times, because, like you say, there's so much there to dive into that the book stories and overall story as a whole rely on. Then in the games, the main focus of the content, and we hardly get to see it. Even Halo 4 Chief feels so much more distant to us than any version of him in the books. It's interesting.
Yeah, like the distance from the narrative and the characters and stuff, like I said, is different. But also, I think the purposes of a video game versus a book are just also kind of different. Because yes, they're both forms of entertainment, but I think when you sit down to play a video game, that's a very different mindset than sitting down to read a book.
Mm-hmm.
Because like when you sit down to play a game, like you're playing, you're there to have fun and kind of honestly like almost turn off your brain. So like, yes, the lore and stuff will be interesting to think about later, but that's not like your first focus when you sit down to play the game.
Well, let me contest that actually, because I think, and you already know this, I've told you this many times, video games are the best story narrative tool.
According to you.
The reason why is because you experience it. Because when, let's say Red Dead Redemption 2, you could have made that a book, sure, but I'm making every decision. I'm living out every single action I make, because Red Dead Redemption 2 is built that way. It's a spaghetti western, but you're starting it from the beginning all the way to the end, with plenty of spots in between that you can pause and step away for a couple days and come back later. It would not have hit as hard if it was a show. It would not have hit as hard if it was a book, because you're playing as this character for so very long.
Yeah.
And then suddenly the character stops working the way that he's supposed to because the main character got TB in the Western times. Mm-hmm. So that's bad.
TB is still a very deadly disease.
Yes, but it was especially deadly back then.
It's the most deadly right now.
I'm just saying. It's at least a little bit more avoidable these days.
Depends on where you are in the world, but anyway, we're not going to get into tuberculosis and TV fighters.
Yes, the whole Vlogbrothers thing she has going on.
Thing. Yeah, just look up John Green and tuberculosis if you want more information. So I'm not like discounting that, and I do agree that like experiential storytelling and like getting to be the one who makes the choices and like quote unquote like live it does make the stories that you experience in video games impactful in a unique way that you can't get in other forms of media. That's like a side thing from what I was trying to point out. I was more trying just to point out that like in general, when someone's like, man, I want to play a video game, they're not necessarily saying like, man, I want to sit down and have my life changed by a game that I'm going to play.
That's actually...
Some people are like that.
No, I was going to say that's actually a good thing. There's a combination in there I didn't even think about. The reason why the original trilogy of Halo games is memorable is because the story is so interesting and the gameplay moments are awesome.
Yes.
Like in Halo 2, people remember the Arbiter, the fall of the Covenant, the Great Schism, the fight between Arbiter and Tartarus, but they also remember jumping on a Scarab and taking it down by yourself, driving a Warthog through Halo and all that.
And so I'm not saying like you can't have really good storytelling and like impactful experiences and stuff with video games. Like that's clearly not true. Like you can have all of that. I just think like the primary function of a video game is that it's a game. It's supposed to be fun. It's not necessarily required to make you think, because I'm sure there's plenty of people who play the Halo franchise and like are like, I don't really get any of that stuff with the
I
Covenant.
think that's the thing, though.
And just don't care.
I think that's the problem with Infinite, to be honest, is that it's a lot of talking.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, I'm trying to shoot stuff, and in between shooting stuff, I'm getting a lot of talking, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. The coolest thing that happens in Halo Infinite is Chief jumps off a cliff and falls into a falling pelican, and then they take off with him inside.
There's not enough game.
There's not enough game. It's basically just shooting, talking, talking, shooting, talking, shooting, talking.
Well, meanwhile, kind of back to what I was originally saying before we went on the little tangents and stuff, is like games, like when you sit down to play it, different mindset, you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
While with books, that's a little bit different because, like, yes, you're like, this is going to be entertaining, but you're also like a little more like, this is going to make me think about the world.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's like what books are kind of for.
But when they translate a book into a game, let me tell you. It has happened.
Yeah.
It's great. It's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But all that to say, good convo.
Woo.
So Installation 07, though, that's kind of the gist of it with the battle. I'm going to stretch the definition of battle a little bit to cover a little bit of what happens afterwards. Because basically the Infinity got attacked, boarded outright. But they had to get the weapon down to the surface, which was a copy of Cortana, but different.
Yes.
Younger, more naive. Halsey removed...
Not going crazy.
Halsey removed basically all of the bad parts of her personality that would have made it into weapon and got... Well, now, Joy use juice. She removed all those bad parts of the personality, so now juice is a little bit more fresh, you know?
Yeah.
So she gets deployed, and it works. She contains Cortana. So when she contains Cortana, Atriox takes advantage and is like, okay, sweet, now we're going to play by my rules. And Cortana's like, no, and blows herself up and takes out a lot of the ring with her.
Mm-hmm.
And she specifically is so intelligent, she stops the weapon from having a kill switch protocol. Because basically, what's supposed to happen is the weapon successfully contains Cortana and, gets her all set for extraction and deletion, and then delete herself. It's an automatic protocol. It doesn't happen. And it's because Cortana prevented it, because she knew that Chief was going to need the weapon to take on the Harbinger, which is that Xalanin that I was going to talk about. So basically, the Infinity gets attacked, and some of these Spartans who are on board help to get the rest of the personnel from the Infinity off Infinity. But and not a lot makes it, and Chief himself stays behind in the hangar bays to hold off against the banished attack and gets personally bodied by Atriox. Very
Good
quickly,
times.
very easily. I actually think Red Team got more licks in on Atriox than Chief did, and I've got my opinions on that. But so after that, the Infinity gets taken out. UNSC have this grand loss, and all that's left is just the survivors on the surface of the ring that are now scattered because what's left of the ring is now very much in pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Slowly bringing itself back together. Very pretty visual, very beautiful environment. But it is very much in pieces and shattered. So now the Banished are working together to try to build bridges between these pieces and regain control of the ring. At the same time, the ring got teleported through time and space somewhere else in the galaxy. We don't know where yet. Oops. And because of that, no one can come help. So, to kind of go into a little bit of the post-battle, a Spartan by the name of Nina Coven, who may or may not be alive, I don't really know, she formulated a team of survivors to send out a ping into space in hopes that someone hears it. She succeeds. Who receives it? Reed Edge of Dawn. But that ping gets sent out. That part is a success. So now someone knows that the UNSC is there, and they can potentially send assistance depending on who got the signal, right? Mm-hmm. Now we have a little bit of another problem. 6 months have passed, and Chief has just been floating out in space doing nothing because he's been knocked out cold and put in basically temporary stasis by his armor.
Yeah.
Waiting for something to happen. Thankfully, a dirty, rotten traitor by the name of Fernando Esparza. I'm kidding. He's great. He just acted in fear. He was a civilian contractor, engineer aboard the Infinity, and he stole a Pelican and ran when the Infinity was attacked.
Good for him.
Edge of Dawn does a great job of going into Fernando's mind and being like, I should have stayed for like 2 more seconds and saved some lives. Why did I just take the Pelican and leave? What is wrong with me? It's very intense. But he takes a Pelican and leaves, and he was also stranded out for 6 months. But he just randomly comes upon Master Chief's body just floating out there in space. Gets him back to his feet, and now Chief is back in the fight. So he recovers the weapon, and now over the course of what was originally, canonically, maybe less than an hour, he completely kills everyone in the Banished, kills Escharum, the guy who is in charge of the Banished on the surface of the ring, and the Harbinger and everything else in less than an hour. Because up until this point of Edge of Dawn releasing, the canon timeline had to be the fastest speed run. And it was less than an hour, a couple hours, because people are quick in that game. Thankfully, though, Edge of Dawn has now finally given us a definitive timeline, because Edge of Dawn takes place immediately after the end of Halo Infinite. It even incorporates some of the end of Halo Infinite in the writing. And it's dated to June 3rd. This is after, I'll probably go into it in the future, but a 3-day time skip happens. Like, literally, Chief gets sent 3 days into the future. Disappears and comes back. And 3 days. So that means he went into that portal on May 31st. So if he went into that portal on May 31st, then that would mean that on May 28th, when he made landfall, from there to May 31st, he was fighting. So May 28th, May 31st, about 4 days. And so 4 days to completely destabilize the Banished. That's still really fast.
Yeah, but it's also Chief.
It's also Chief. That's why we're cool with it. We're cool with Chief being awesome.
Yeah.
He completely destabilizes. Cool. Yeah. He completely destabilizes the Banished on the surface of the ring, takes out Escharum, and confronts the Harbinger, which the Harbinger, being a Xalanin, I think we'll be able to do a whole new episode about the Xalanin now, and I'm excited about that because we did one before, but we basically landed on what even are they? And I think we can do a little bit of better revisiting now. But after this, now what's left? Well, the Battle of Installation 07 is currently ongoing. The survivors of the UNSC are rallying, creating their own little camps to fight the Banished. The Banished are trying to reorganize themselves so that they can better fight the humans that are left on the ring until someone can come and help them. Atriox is dead, ? Basically, he probably is, but the Banished thinks that he's dead, and so does the UNSC. And the Harbinger is dead, but is she really? You don't really know. So there's a lot that's currently happening that's kind of setting up the next big thing to happen in the Halo franchise, which I've been saying this for a while. Every single one of the books that we've been getting, every single one of the Waypoint Chronicles, all this stuff, have been nothing but closing doors. Like, the Didact had his story concluded. We saw the conclusion of many characters, to be honest, because we had the conclusion of characters that were like up to date. Where are they right now in Empty Throne? Lots of characters were in that. Tons of characters, basically just updating us on where are they right now, what are they doing, getting us ready for the next time that they might be able to show up. So a lot of characters are just in the right place. The chess pieces are on the board, ready to start playing, and that's the current state that we're in with the franchise and after the Battle of Installation 07.
One of my big questions after you explaining all of that was just like, okay, so like, where are they heading after all of that?
You don't know.
And we don't know.
No. There's plenty of speculation, though. I'm going to real quick pop in and give some appreciation to chat for a second. Yeah, Dataroth, Mr. Dave. Chatternet has its own little book club as well called Catalog. And Catalog has been going through and kind of going chapter by chapter through Empty Throne. And plenty of previews there for you to take a listen to. And hopefully soon some coverage on Edge of Dawn as well. There'll be more from Edge of Dawn. There's already a preview for it, but there'll be more. So very much go and listen to that. There's a lot of other shows on there that are very much worth your time. But if you're here for specifically the books, that's the one you want to find. But other than that, that's kind of the Battle of Installation 07. It's still going. We don't know where it's going to go next. But essentially, the UNSC got bodied once again. Maybe one day we'll see a victory.
Someday.
We haven't seen one since Halo 4 being real. So, we might find one at some point. But for now, what this means is we're wrapping up on today's episode. Very much appreciate you guys for joining us here today. We're going to head over into our Patreon segment. So please stick around for that, and also to listen to this one's fun fact of the day, since that has been...
I need a fun fact.
No, not right now.
Oh.
You have plenty that you pre-recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the whole season.
But I have more.
You'll have more soon.
Okay.
You'll have more opportunities soon. But I very much appreciate you guys for tuning in and joining us. Appreciate you guys for being okay with the situation they were currently
They
in.
kind of have to be. There's no choice.
There is a choice. They could voice their upsetness.
Yeah, but would we care?
No. But very much appreciate you guys. Please, if you want to, go and find us on JumperScape.com. You can find ways to support us or get plugged into a community there. Join us here live with the chat in the JumperScape Discord, JumperScape.com, or sorry, discord.gg/JumperScape, or you can just find it, JumperScape.com, just top right corner, there's a button there. And if you want to support us directly and you don't feel like going to the website, patreon.com/JumperScape, or you can go and donate directly at ko-fi.com/JumperScape. Otherwise, is there anything that you would like to say as a probably maybe growing Halo fan that you can give as encouragement as we enter into the 25th anniversary of the franchise? Because I think, is this releasing on January 1st? Is that? Yeah, today is New Year's. So what are you saying as the big grand New Year's Day message for new Halo fans joining us from like PlayStation and stuff?
It's not as intimidating as he makes it sound. Because, like, that was a lot of words. And at some point they might start making sense if they don't already make sense. And it's okay, just take your time. There's a lot to explore.
Fantastic. Stay tuned for our Welcome PlayStation series on YouTube, because we're going to have a lot of basic coverage of things. So you guys are going to love that. Very much so.
Here's another fun factoid. So Noam Chomsky is the name of a fairly famous linguist. He came up with generative grammar, which is like a very foundational thing for studying linguistics. If you study linguistics, you know who Noam Chomsky is, but he's important. Interesting thing, though, is that he was also well known for being a left-wing political theorist and wrote a lot about that and was a little bit radical every now and then. And due to that, a lot of his linguistic papers actually got banned in certain countries because they didn't want that political theory stuff in their country, and they mistook the linguistics papers for being political essays, which makes sense given that he also came up with government binding theory. It just, the optics on that one were maybe not the best. Patreon. What?
She was like, just half-lidded eyes.
That's because...
She looks tired.
Yeah, I'm getting her, like, dry spot on her
She loves that stuff.
little back. That's all, like, crispy.
So, first of all, we have to go through our Patreon names, which I'm sure will be completely normal, as they always are, and you won't make a fool of us right in front of my wife. You're hitting the lick button.
Oops. I wasn't paying attention.
All right, so let's see here. Let me get the Patreon names pulled up. When was the last time you heard any of our Patreon names?
Last time you read them, I can hear you in the basement.
Mm.
I mean, I don't always pay attention, but I have heard them.
We're almost at, let me see. Yeah, we're at 94 supporters right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we're almost to 100.
Almost.
Okay, you 6 people who've been holding out on us.
All right, kicking us off at our top tiers, the Chroniclers. You guys are fantastic. We have Optican, Cancer on Demand, Scion Esports, Dark Side 42, Return of the One, the only Dick Amberbush. Thank you. I kissed a cat girl and I liked it. The Library, but Austin got his theme song for Christmas rock anthem for saving the world. Oh, that's my theme song? Sweet, I'll take that. Theme song for Christmas. Oh, I thought we figured out what... I forgot. Did we actually figure out what my theme song was? I forgot what,
You have a theme
already.
song?
Well, everyone had a theme song for like when they walk into a room. Like James was with
Oh,
Sexy
like
Back.
if they're wrestlers.
No. Like when you walk, when the camera pans to you, there's a song playing.
Oh.
It's a meme thing. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Master Chief's Nut Cup, Xbox Luminary is the best show on Chatternet. Spartan Nabucco G156, Cool Blaze, ODST, ODS, ODST. I may resub to Smut due to poor impulse control. Don't do it. You don't need to do that. Give me that pickle. Halo 3 Rat of Lactation, Connor Clark, Thomas Lane, Dylan, Lactating Milk MT, James Loves Connor, John Dowsett, Faller Ungoy, head of the Church of Ungoy. I would go to that church.
Uh-huh.
And then the Lord Jesus came down. The UNSC gunships, oops, all max. Oh, that's great. I love that. You know who else loves Halo? Jake O'Malley, Sky Cairo, the Big Moose demands justice for Betty and Malu. Don't know who either of these people are still. Slapnuts, my name is Austin. Random Sveed, please join the book club. The 5 regulars need more people to converse with. Shade Communications, Durandal, my Feyru is a rescue. Applejuice01, Shane's Kigyar Harem, Franklin Mendez, Lone Blaziken, Hot Take, Shane should be the main host. Noble 6 meeting, the rest of Noble Team, Super Frogus and Yogurt Dispenser, Rocky Mountain Ungoisters, Zekrom 156, Master Cheeks, Hammer Dickbush, Grunts are crabs with nipples, Master Chief's rotating brisket. That's amazing. Damian Groth, Humble Rumble, Drug Salesman. Aussie ODST, Help Me Austin 1 Kenobi, your book club's only hope. I'm going to pop back in, I promise. Vermin, how's the butt shot, Shane? I don't know what. I think he might have gotten a butt shot recently. I don't know.
What?
He has, I think every now and then, I can't remember if this is actually something that happened or if this was just a joke, but there's like a medication he needs.
Oh.
I can't remember. Shane's big voluptuous salami nips. 077 Loquacious Observer, Ethan Chaplin Strife. This episode of The Library is brought to you by Tangents. There's plenty this episode. There's a good amount of them. Zelda Lactation.
There always are wherever I am.
That's very true. Look at Chummy.
Yeah.
Anyway. Zelda Lactation Tiki Vadamai, Girl Dad Sam, Halo was a book series first. Don't let Austin fool you with his lies. Listen. No. Just because it released first doesn't mean it was a book series first. It was a last minute idea, and it just happened to work out, okay? Brain Rot, Drunk Sovari, I'm huffing the ongoing methane tanks, Huragog Rossum, Would You Like Yodeling Pickles, Kiri, Preacher Iskari, Mad Jeremy, Smart Alex 30, Dangle Muskrat eliminated the hover Roombas, but got caught in a cardboard box by the Space Animal Control. No! I've been following Dangle Muskrat's story here in the Patreon every week.
Yeah.
He's currently on the installation, like I don't remember which one he's on, maybe 04. But the guy who is behind the Muskrat story walked up to me at HCS and was like, where do you want me to go next?
Yeah, I remember that.
It was so
and
cool.
I was like, what?
It was so funny. I loved it. It was one of my favorite parts of
But
being there.
I had a suggestion for it. I don't remember what it was.
I'm sure that it came in clutch. Schnugen's
I
request
think I had to like shoot into the clouds with a cannon.
Schnugen's requests a random fact, please.
1 sec, I have my list.
You want to keep reading until then?
No, I should find it really fast.
Okay.
I just write down my random facts at this point so that when someone's like, oh, give me a random fact, I'm like, here, this one.
Good kitty.
Because I had at least like 2 people walk up and be like, hey, what's up? Ooh. So this is one of my more recent ones. And I guess I'll have to remember that I've already used it.
Mm-hmm.
So you know the whole like women and children first thing?
Yes.
So that the first instance of that occurring where they were like a ship was going down and they were like women and children first was also one of the largest mass shark attacks to ever occur. So there was this boat, it was called the Birkenhead, if I have it written down correctly. And so it was sailing along like the bottom bit of Africa. And they were supposed to get to this one port like super fast. And so instead of like going like making a big loop, the captain cut really close to the coast and then ran up on rocks in this like area. And it was specifically during like a really like bad season to like be in the water, because it was in an area where like sharks are breeding, and like they come there to hunt. So they were basically in like seal like buffet territory. And so all the sharks were like, oh, nummy nummy, when they saw all of these large sort of vaguely seal shaped things fall in the water. And like, you know, everyone was struggling and stuff. And so when the ship was going down, they didn't have enough lifeboats, because that's always how it goes. And so the captain said women and children first. And a lot of the soldiers and stuff on board did end up surviving, but there were also like, I want to say like 200 casualties.
Oh my gosh.
like it was a lot, but the 6 horses that were on board made it.
Oh, thank God. Dear Lord. Boomerang, Apple, Hey Austin, Insane Rage Bait, Fish Dough, Coyote's Pet Huraglock, PFC Dustin Echoes, Sir, you ever wonder why we're here? I kissed a kid yarn, I liked it. World champion Pasta Rocket Mechanic. Austin sent the 2 strange girls to Shane's house, so Shane tried to take Austin out in an automobile accident.
What?
So Shane told this story plenty of times before. He probably hasn't mentioned it while you were in the room.
Probably not.
2 random girls walked out of Shane's house one day. Shane wasn't there. His family was, but like they just gotten home. The house was empty. The door was, I guess, unlocked, but these 2 random girls just walked out of their house, and like the police have looked because obviously they were trespassing. They can't find these women anywhere.
Weird.
Yeah, exactly. It's just strange. Infinity class.
What were they doing?
We don't know. Milk carrier lactation, because Shane wasn't there. Nobody was there.
Yeah.
Milk carrier lactational sensation, Narrow Nomad, Dragon Fire, Dark Matter Whiskey, Artas Vatum discounted dental care, T-Pass party, yay! A Lord of Awesome, Danimal's yogurt fermented from James's glorious lactating severely bosom. Holding it up, 3, 2, 1. Rye, your mom's son, Night Fox, and last but never least.
We're gonna get a noise complaint because of you.
It's like 7 o'clock. Anyway, very much appreciate you guys. You guys are freaking awesome. Let's go into the Q&A, shall we?
Yeah.
If there's any questions that are specific towards any of the guys, then I'll make sure to not hold on to them so long. Dick Camerabush is kicking us off with rate the Magic the Gathering card that I made. Someone post this picture in chat. It's in the Q&A, but someone post this picture in chat so everyone else can see it on the recording. This is his Magic the Gathering card that they made. It's a flood. What he calls it, a rocket launcher flood.
I like the concept.
It has a legendary creature card. It's a flood, particular type. When RLF enters the battlefield, put flood counter on target creature. At the beginning of combat on your turn, RLF deals damage to a random creature of a random opponent equal to his power. That's intense. That's very intense.
It looks sparkly.
Are we rating it out of 10? Then I say that it's a... I suppose that it is it's a 5. Wait, out of 10? Sorry, 7.
8.3.
Okay, 0.3.
Yeah.
What was the 0.3 from?
It looks sparkly.
Oh, okay. Festive Fat Batman asks, you each wake up in another host's body. What is the first thing you do as one of the other hosts? Okay, I'll definitely bring this question. I'll bring these questions back up next week for the guys. If I woke up in any... Okay. If I were to wake up in any of the other guys' body...
waking up in your body is about to, like, get smashed. Because, like, I like to think that I would notice fairly quickly that
you probably would.
It's not you. And they are getting hit. Like, they are fleeing from the house. That's the only answer they have. Is they're fleeing from the house.
But you're punching me.
I don't care. It's not you. You got body snatched. So either I'm tying you up, so that like your body stays put while I figure out how to like, you know, unbody snatch you, or you're just getting chased from the house. Doors are locked. Bye-bye.
Who would you be most hopeful that I ended up in?
Let's see. So, like, what caused the body switching? Because,
Magic.
Okay. Because, like, it would be nice for you to end up in Shane's body so that you have access to his money. So that you have a lot of resources for body swapping.
Yeah, true.
I don't know if I have any preferences. If like you're just gonna get stuck in someone else's body for the rest of our. I don't think I'm married to you anymore at that point. Like, that's gonna be awkward to figure out.
I think it would be temporary. I would.
Yeah, if it's temporary, then I guess Shade, so you can, siphon funds from his account.
Because that man, not to say that Shane is rich or anything, he just is really good when it comes to saving.
Yeah.
So his savings game is crazy. Senator Fox then asks, "Who shaved the brutes?" Well, that's the thing. That's just what happened. It's sort of like how there's different breeds of dog. There's different breeds of brute. Some of them are furry. Some of them are bald. It's kind of how it is.
Interesting.
Coyote asks, "You ever think that some ODSTs looked at Spartans like FUDs look at modern day firearms and equipment, thinking things like all that tech and augments are just gimmicks, sonny?" It probably, yeah, that is actually a lot of what it is.
I feel like that's the attitude that they canonically have
They
a
do,
lot of the
really.
time.
They do, because
like, there's that one guy in The Flood who is just like, like the whole time, and she's just like, "You're literally going to die." Like, I'm not the one who's killing you. Like, you're just being stupid. Let me be the shield and do my job.
The shield, bam. Anyway, give me a number and I'll make that the last few questions that we answer.
Wait, what?
Give me a number and I'll use that number as how many we answer.
Well, you see, I was about to say 23.
Okay.
It's like, that's too many.
A number with the context of what I just said.
Yeah, that's why I was double checking.
Number.
3.
3. Okay. I'll skip this one right here with this picture because she won't know anything about what that is. Spartan Fire asks, "Who do you think would win in a gunfight, Master Chief or the Red Power Ranger?"
Which Red Power Ranger?
I'm glad she asked that, not me. That's good. She asked that, not me. Because if we're talking RPM Ranger, maybe he's got a good chance. But if we're talking like OG Mighty Morphin, probably not. If we're talking, I don't know, how many of these guys, Time Force has blasters. I don't know. The blaster thing really just throws this off because how powerful are those blasters? They go back and forth between whether or not they can only take out small little guys or they can take out gigantic monsters. Depends on the Ranger, depends on if they're powered up, all that stuff. Master Chief probably clears most of them. Master Cheeks asks, "If you were on a desert island and you had to eat one of the others, who would you pick?" Okay, I'm going to hold off on that question until the guys are here. Schnoogans asks, "Have you tried getting off the podcast?" No, never once. I like being here. It's probably a reference to something, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's weird.
Slapnuts asked, "Who or what is your favorite arcade cabinet game?" Oh, favorite arcade cabinet. Like
Pinball.
Modern? If we're talking... Oh, yeah, you do love pinball.
I like pinball.
You're a sucker for... She found out about that on, accident, though.
I'm really good at pinball. So therefore, I like it a lot.
If I'm going to pick any of the arcade cabinets, I think my favorite will always be Time Crisis. If I can pick any of them from any era, Time Crisis. It's so well made. It's so much fun. I have that reload stuck in my head. It's so good. And last but never least, Apple Cider is here asking, "Do you think Halo Campaign Evolved is the right direction for Halo?" Austin, do you know what time it is? I don't. I'm sorry. I don't know what this is tied into. But is it the right direction for Halo in the future? Okay. I've said my thoughts on this many times. I'm going to save a lot of my thoughts condensed into that answer for when the guys are here. You there,
yes.
As someone who is outside of the franchise, you've heard a lot of things about what I've thought about it, what others have said about it, especially from Halo Championship Series.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think Campaign Evolved will do for the franchise next year?
So I think like the goal is to have it be like a fresh start sort of thing, to create a larger fan base, or like nurture a new generation of fans. Sort of similar vibes to the like new Doctor Who stuff compared to, like when they decided like, oh yeah, we're gonna bring back Doctor Who. I think that's kind of what they're going for or hoping it'll be, and like ideally, yes, that's what happens is like they just expand the community. I think it's also potential that like it might just not go well. And it'll like alienate fans, but I don't think that'll be the case given like how people were reacting at HCS, because it was mostly positive. I think like all of the negative stuff has been like post HCS where people are just like trashing it for views.
Well, this is the thing, right? This is a very real argument that I completely resonate with in a big way. Even though I don't find it to be completely valid, I still understand it. If you didn't like Halo, why would you pay tickets to go to a live event?
Yeah.
If you wouldn't accept anything you were going to be given, why would you go to a Halo live event? So their excitement is really good for cameras, is really good for PR. But there's going to be a lot more backlash, and there has been quite a bit, just because people are kind of, well, they're tired of getting remasters without anything else to it.
That's what I was kind of like trying to say is like, I think the fan base that already exists is already multi-generational, is already like kind of begging for new content.
That's the thing. If this year they do actually announce that there is a brand new experience coming, because that was the thing. Anniversary wasn't bad. Like Combat Evolved Anniversary and Halo 2 Anniversary were both awesome because Halo 2 Anniversary drops. The very next year, Halo 4 drops. Halo 2 Anniversary drops. The very next year, Halo 5 drops.
Yeah. And so I think it just depends on if this is it and that's all there is, because I think that'll just upset people more.
It'll definitely add credence to their claim that they're working on multiple projects, because they made that claim last year and this past year. Well, no, this past year. They were making the claim that they're working on multiple projects. And if you're going to say that, you got to deliver.
Yeah.
Especially since like you had this thing before where you had multiple studios working on Halo games. Halo Wars was not made by 343. They were only there to help produce it. And Halo Spartan Assault and Strike weren't made by 343. They were made by some other company that made those mobile games. If we went that route, I would understand it. Right now, as far as I know, it's just Halo Studios working on Halo games.
Yeah.
And that worries me because the massive amount of team that was working on Halo Infinite and Halo 5 made kind of okay-ish games. And if we're trusting them to make multiple after they just had a massive uprooting of their entire previous team, you're kind of worrying me a little bit.
Just a teeny bit.
So, I don't know. I kind of just leave it there. Otherwise, I appreciate you guys for tuning in today. I hope you guys had a good time with this conversation. And sorry that we're not in our usual studio with the usual cast, but, you know, we work with what we've got.
What do you mean? I'm a joy to be around.
James, Jane, and Connor are right here, sleeping. Lazy bums. But anyway, no, it's Jane, James,
oh,
and
yeah,
Connor.
they are lazy bums.
Yeah. So, we appreciate you for tuning in regardless, and I hope that you enjoyed this one. If you did, please give us your thoughts here on Spotify, YouTube, anywhere that you can leave a comment. Please give us your thoughts. Leave us a little bit of a nice 5-star rating on Spotify. It helps us get out to our audience much more. And if you are on any other platform, find ways to support us there. Reviews, ratings, anything like that. It really helps us a ton. So otherwise, my friends, I appreciate you guys for tuning in with us. Please go to JumperScape.com if you want to find ways to support us or find ways to join our community that is ever growing and for the latest updates that are happening around this thing. Stay tuned for a massive massive increase in content on the JumperScape YouTube channel. It's about to get crazy.
Hopefully.
And, well, I mean, I have a lot of it already ready to go. But I appreciate you guys for allowing this to happen, for basically enabling everything that's going on. You guys are awesome, and I really appreciate it. Let's keep the conversation going about what Halo is doing as we get into the 25th anniversary, and we'll see where we go in the next year. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Library was produced and published by JumperScape Audio. Funding was provided by our fantastic patrons on Patreon. If you enjoy the show and wish to support JumperScape's future projects or get some sweet benefits, join our Patreon at patreon.com/JumperScape or become part of this truly special community at discord.gg/JumperScape. Thank you for your listenership, and we hope you enjoyed.